Winnipeg Hockey Talk would like to welcome you to its live version of Random Thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets with host Harley Friesen and WinnipegHockeyTalk.com's owner and writer, Mitch Kasprick.
Welcome back to Winnipeg Hockey Talk. Well, Jets fans, if you've taken a look at this week's article, you can feel the shift. The margin for error is gone and the trade deadline clock is ticking, and the conversations are getting less comfortable, about decisions behind the bench, about the roster, and about what comes next. So let's talk about it with our first thought for this week. The Winnipeg Jets went 1-0-2 this past week, and although they got points in all three games, they lost ground to both Anaheim and San Jose, who both beat them in overtime. Their record sits at a very underwhelming 23-26-10, 9 points out of the playoffs. The team now has an 8-game homestand that will be their last kick at the cat.
Yeah, the last kick at the cat. That's not a really very nice saying if you think about it. I mean, I wouldn't kick my cat if I had one. I mean, we've always had a cat in our house, but I've always been fairly nice to him. But, you know what? I'm just going to, for the heck of it, I'm just going to pull up the schedule.
Oh, yeah.
For March, and you'll see what I'm talking about. The last kick at the cat. There it is. See all those blue squares? It's a predominantly home game month.
That's a nice look.
Yeah. But that 8 in a row that's what we're talking about, the last kick. For any of those, fans out there that are still hoping for the miraculous comeback and getting back into the hunt for the playoffs, I dare say that they got to run the table. And that's not going to happen, right? But you got to hope other teams lose. I mean, you're watching the scoreboard every night. But you got, let's see what the games we got. You got Chicago, you want to win that one outright. Tampa Bay, Vancouver, you don't care if that's a 3-point game. Anaheim, you got to beat them in regulation, get the full 2 points. Rangers, you don't care. Colorado, you don't care because they're in first. You don't mind in that one if it's a 3-point game. St. Louis and Nashville, the next 2 games. You want to win those games in regulation, so you can. By that time, you hope you're passing those 2 teams. If you're not passing them, it's too late because it's so hard to pick up points. I mean, let's just say, just for shits and giggles, that they ran the table, win all 8 home games, 16 points. There's no guarantee they would gain 3 or 4 in the standings because if other teams win and if you have a lot of those 3-point games. So, like I say, it's their last kick at the cat. It's probably too late. They're probably closer to getting Gavin McKenna and the first picks than they are to making the playoffs. And that would suit me just fine, too. I just hope that we have a productive trade deadline on Friday, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But, let's go back to, the main page here. And, so... Hopefully the record's not good.
Yeah.
Let's just say that. But they have a chance to fix it. The good thing is, not a good thing. There's a lot of injuries and a lot of new faces. Maybe we'll see some prospects called up soon. But, we have, like I said, the proverbial last kick at the cat. And I would like to see it. So there's, 16 games on the table. I think if they want to still stay in the hunt, they probably got to get 12 points. That's a tall order still. Because there's some good teams coming in here.
Yeah. And
other teams that are hungry and desperate like us. So we'll see what happens.
Hopefully those home games do them some good.
Wow, yeah.
Thought 2. Any coach who would play Adam Lowry in overtime ahead of Gabe Vilardi or even Alex Iafallo should not be allowed to coach in the NHL. I am so done with Scott Arniel and his idiotic lineup decisions. Don't get me started on Dylan Sandberg or Dylan DeMello ahead of Elias Solomonson in OT either.
Yeah, why is it every year we got to even talk about stuff like this? I mean, my goodness. I mean, there's tens of thousands of hockey fans sitting there watching the game and they're going, WTF is Arniel doing?
Yeah. Have we not learnt this whole season?
I mean, I've seen it. I understand if they put Lowry out because they want to gain control of the puck because it's in 3-on-3 overtime. It's all about puck possession. So if they were so worried about puck position, they put their best face-off guy out there, who was Jonathan Taves. And then if they don't want them on there, they can just say, win the face-off, get to the bench. And put on a scorer like Velarde, who hasn't played. He's their third best player, best forward, and he's sitting on the pine. He hasn't played. We had 3 overtime games last week. He wasn't on the ice once. That's what I'm shaking my head about. And you know what? There's tens of thousands of fans that are seeing the same thing, and they're wondering, what the fuck is wrong with Arneal? Like, if I'm an assistant coach on the team, I say to him, Scott, stop the madness and put some real players out there. He had Dylan DeMello on in, I think it was the Anaheim game. I'm watching in horror going, you got Solomonson, who's been playing great, scored his first goal in that game. He can skate. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid we're not going to make the playoffs? Because we're not making them anyway. So
there's no harm in doing it now.
There is absolutely zero risk.
Yeah.
And he puts DeMello out there. I mean, I almost wanted to frickin' bomb it right on the spot. And here's the thing. I got a soft spot for Scott Arneal. A lot of the younger viewers of this might not know the history of Scott Arneal, but he played with Dale Hawerchuk on the Cornwall Royals. They won back-to-back Memorial Cups when they were in the Quebec League. And when Dale was ranked as the number 1 overall pick, and we had the number 1 overall pick that year, and John Ferguson was our GM, he spent a lot of time, him and the pro scouts spent a lot of time in watching the Cornwall Royals play. And Scott Arneal was on that team. He's a good player,
Okay.
Not a superstar, but he was a good, useful player. And the deal was, Fergie said to Scott Arneal, obviously we're drafting Dale first overall. He's the best player in the country. Went on to be a Hall of Famer. But he said, if you're still available in the second round, because in the second round, the Jets had the first overall pick every round, right? So we'll take you. And he did. He promised, he kept his word, and he drafted Scott Arneal. Scott Arneal was a very useful, good player. So kind of got I got a soft spot for those old Winnipeg 1.0 players and stuff. And so when he came here, I knew a little bit about his reputation and his past coaching experiences, and they weren't great. But I'm at that point right now, like he wasn't very good in Columbus, but I'm at that point right now where, and I've always been this way, I don't like seeing people get fired from their jobs. I mean, you got to be really bad at it to get fired. And, excuse me, I especially hate when a GM like Chevy uses a coach as a scapegoat and fired them when he's the one who's responsible for this whole mess. But I'm telling you right now, I've lost all sympathy for Scott Arneal right now, and I'd punt him right now. These lineup decisions are killing this team, and it's a joke. It's embarrassing. Like, what other team in the NHL has Dylan DeMello on the ice in overtime? It's bad enough he puts Sandberg out there, which shouldn't happen. And that's the problem with injuries. They'd normally have Pionk out there or whatever as the second guy, or Morrissey. So they've had Logan Stanley out there. Why can't you have Solomonson? I don't understand it. That's what he's going to be. Like next year, Solomonson's going to be that guy. Not Josh will still be number 1, but he'll be the next one up. He's going to be such a good player. He reminds me of a young Erik Karlsson. And but anyway, that's got me. It's got me on that to the point where I want him out of here, and I'm not proud of that because I've always sort of prided myself of taking the high road on that. Not that I have any decision on it, but a lot of times I would feel bad just for thinking it. I said, it's a man who's got a family and that. Yeah, you don't want to see them getting unemployed. But if you're that fucking stupid, you deserve to be fired, And
he's had a lot of chance to make up for it this year.
If I had the swear jar here, I got a funny feeling I'd really fill it up today. I'm glad I didn't load it.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on to number 3. I've had enough of Scott Arneal.
Oh, yes. Thought 3. The NHL trade deadline is this Friday at 2 p.m. local time. So far, this is what we know. Luke Schenn should be traded. Even though Jonathan Taves is a pending UFA, he is committed to returning to Winnipeg next season, and he won't waive his no-movement clause. Logan Stanley is a pending UFA and has said he would like to resign with the Jets, but he doesn't have a contract yet for next season. The buzz around the league is that he could net the Jets at a first-round pick plus. If the Jets don't sign him before the deadline, they have to move him.
They have to. You can't pull another Nick Ehlers. If you got a chance to get a first-round draft pick plus for Logan Stanley, you have to trade him. I mean, whatever they do, either way, whatever they do is fine with me. If they decide they want to sign him, I'm probably okay with that. But if they traded him, I'm probably okay with that too. The way I look at it is they trade him, that opens the door for some more younger defensemen to get in here. But also, he's looked pretty good, this year. And, I mean, he still makes a lot of mistakes, but I think right now, the way he's playing, this is kind of, it's kind of the guy they've envisioned all along. So it's the team's decision, the pro scouts' decision, management, coaching, they're all going to have their input, but the thing is they got to get it done before this Friday. If they don't, if you don't trade them, I'm thinking that it's time to. Well, I still think it's time to change the whole group, Chevy and that. Move Chevy upstairs and let's get a real GM, and not a real GM. Let's get another GM and let's get another front office. So we're going to move on to number 4, and I'm going to do this one myself, and then Harley's going to do her input. It's from the. Put that in your pipe and smoke it file. There sure is a lot of fake outrage over the U.S. hockey team visiting the White House. This has always been the norm for all teams winning a championship in all the major sports, was to visit the White House, with the odd player bowing out because of politics, but it should be an honor. I have a great example of a story I'll share with you just in a few minutes, but I was really pissed off, and I said, if you're so narrow-minded that you can't see the difference between celebrating a monumental achievement, but you see it as a political statement, you're a moron and eat shit. So put that in your pipe and fucking smoke it. Yeah, of course, my granddaughter's a Gen Z, and I always ask her for, the pulse of the nation with the younger and how they feel about it. And they look at it in a different way, and I totally respect that, because I'm not, let's say this right off the bat, if we're talking politics. First of all, I'm a Canadian, and we're a liberal, conservative, and NDP. And I'm falling in the middle there. If I was in the U.S., I would probably be kind of like what Bill Maher is. He's a far-right Democrat, and that's where I land. I'm most of my thoughts are Democrat thoughts. I'm not really a Republican. I think I like when there's, both the parties get together for a common good and use their brains and do specific things. But Donald Trump has made it so hard to be a Republican. I mean, half the Republicans in his party can't stand him. Now, if you're looking at, Donald Trump straight as all the things he's been accused of, and like you say, where there's smoke, there's fire, they're probably all true. And it's nothing to be proud of. But if I'm getting invited to the White House, I probably would have gone, despite who's in power. I'll let Harley have her say, and then I'm going to give you an example of something that's really close to home that is real. So anyway, Harley, give us the Gen Z.
Or just a different perspective, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Sure. To me, I don't think, and for myself, I'm not upset about the tradition itself. There is a history behind that, and people have felt the honor of going there, and even no matter who's in office. And people recently have said that it shouldn't be political, but I think in a time like this, it really is, given how polarized, not just how America is, but it's traveling into Canadian ideologies too. And yeah, for Trump to joke about inviting the women's hockey team really just continues a narrative that they shouldn't be taken seriously. I mean, they won the gold medal themselves and did just as well. So that kind of hurts, and to not really say anything and go and be a part of I don't know, tradition like that. when there's jokes being thrown around like that. I mean, and people are saying, oh, it's just a joke, but it is really just continuing a narrative that they shouldn't be celebrated, just like the men. But yeah, I think it has a lot to do with who's in office, what they've been doing to vulnerable people across the country. And I think that's hitting a lot of people in the heart, and it's hard to forget in a time like right now. So
yeah, and I get that. I get that, but
you want to be able to celebrate accomplishments as big as being like an Olympic gold medalist for sure. That's a great honor. I think you can also acknowledge what's going on in your country though, and who's being invited. I mean, your McDonald's dinner didn't look that good.
Yeah, you know what? I've always had a hard time with even talking about sports and politics. Mm-hmm. And it goes back into the 60s and the 50s. And, now with social media being what it is, it's so prevalent and dominant. And
true. I
understand both sides. Would I have gone? Yeah, I would have gone. And I'm going to tell you a story. I worked for a year in California.
Yes.
And my boss, who was a cousin, had a small business. He wasn't one of the big boys. He was a small little local California business. And he was summoned to the White House for summoned, yeah. And that's how I look at it. If the president asks you to come, you come. You don't care who he is. It's respect for the office, not the man, even if the man's an a-hole. Anyway, so my cousin, he's a Republican. At that time, he's a Democrat, was a Democrat. Mm-hmm. And at that time, Ronald Reagan was in office, who was a Republican, but he was a good Republican. The Republicans haven't been the same since those days. They've really, everything's changed in the world. Let's just face it. But he was getting an award for exporting his product. Mm-hmm. A major award, for his export numbers and dollars and jobs he created for a small business. Right. Were being recognized by the White House and go, holy shit. So I walk into his office and I see the picture of him, in the Oval Office shaking hands mm-hmm. with the president. And mm-hmm. His mom was so proud, and not that she was a Reagan, And back in those days, you got to remember, a lot of people that grew up in California that are of my older than me, mm-hmm. they looked at Ronald Reagan as still the actor.
Yeah, and I'm sure people do that for Donald Trump too.
Yeah, and Arnold Schwarzenegger, but I liked Reagan. He was a no-nonsense president, but that's all irrelevant. You're asked, like I said, you're summoned to the White House, and you go with bells on, and you're proud to be there, and just to have that picture gives me chills to see that my cousin was in the Oval Office shaking hands with the leader of the free world for a job well done, and was something to be proud of. So it all depends how you want to spin it, and there's always different angles to look at. I just wish that the world was more like me. I love everybody, even Scott Arneal.
It's when not he pisses hard to me love off. People.
Yeah, it's not. It's easy to be an a-hole. I do that quite well too. But yeah, that's such a good story. I was pretty proud of my relative there. That's pretty cool. And one thing being proud, but just thinking, holy shit, that's cool. That is really cool. So that's my little story. Take it for what it's worth. But yeah. And thanks for your input too. Me and Harley just about disagree on everything nowadays between Gen X and Gen Z. And it's because I understand. I was there. Hey, you put me in my 20s, I was like, and that was, kind of like, I was a little young to know the Vietnam War and all that crap, but I got it. I hated the National Guard for shooting that girl, at, in Ohio, right? For the, whatever, there's the famous song, Ohio by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Tin soldiers and Nixon coming. Well, there you go. And terrible things have happened in our history. And but you move on and you learn from your mistakes. But the only thing is, as Canadians, I think we've learned. The Americans haven't learned a thing. It's a country so divided. It's
Well,
there was a time when it started looking to get better, but it's getting worse. And so off the politics now. Let's get back to hockey. But I like my players, and I'm not going to criticize them for what they did. They all had their own reasons. Some of them good, some of them bad. But I understand the outrage that they have, especially for the people that don't like Trump. So yeah, it's understood.
there we have it.
Yep.
Thought 5. We have a pet peeve. TSN Jets announcer Dan Robertson tried putting a positive spin on the 3-game road trip by stating the Jets got 3 out of 6 points, which is factually incorrect because in those 3 games, there were 9 points awarded, not 6. The Jets earned 4 out of 9 points. Big difference.
Yeah,
How do you mess that up?
Yeah, I made a little mistake there.
Oh.
He said the Jets did okay. They got, well, it's true. They got points in all 3 games.
Okay.
But they got 4 points out of 6. No. There was 9 points awarded in that series, those 3 games, and the Jets had 4, so that's under 500. That's why they lost ground. And this is Gary Bettman's new parody, how they've tricked, the standings trick you into thinking that you're still in the hunt when you're really not. It's impossible to gain ground with all the 3-point games out there. And in the second half, let's say the last third of the season, the points are harder to come by because everybody's really bearing down and grinding for those points. You see so many teams, so many games that go to overtime, so sometimes you're only gaining a point. And that's why guys like Pierre LeBrun and myself, I've written many articles, and maybe it's time for me to throw one out there again. I've been a proponent of every game being worth 3 points. So if you win in regulation, you get 3 points, the other team gets none, and then those games that go to OT, it's 2-1. That way, now if you win in regulation, if you're a good team, you should separate yourself. And like we'll say right now, the Jets they've lost 10 games in overtime. Okay? That's not good. Well, overtime and shootout.
Yeah.
And most of that's Arneal's fault with his idiotic lineup choices. So, yeah, the 3-point game would make it a lot better, I think. But Gary Bettman, they don't like it because they like the fake parody. You look at the standings, it looks like you're always in it, but I mean, you're not, and you hope for a magical run, and it's happened. There's teams have made, like St. Louis did it a couple of years ago, and they were way back in the pack, and they went on a run. Right now, the Jets team, I mean, as much as I'd like to see them, because I just can't watch a hockey game and hope they lose.
Yeah, you don't want to go in thinking that.
Yeah, but right now with their injuries and just the way they're playing overall, which is not very good, man. And,
it's hard to think any other way.
Well, it is. I'd almost rather see them say, fuck it, let's tank. Let's go for a top 3 pick. I don't even care if they get Gavin McKenna. They get the Swedish kid. He's a stud. But, yeah, it's tough. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. All right. Thought 6. After watching that fiasco in Italy, tell me again how Mark Scheifele wouldn't have been a top 6 forward on that team.
Scheif, even last night on half a leg, because he was hurting. You could tell he was still hurting from that hit he took at the end of overtime in Anaheim. But yeah, I can't believe I still go back to that. And you can't tell me that Scheifele wouldn't have helped that team, especially when Sid got hurt. I mean, he should have been there whether Sid got hurt or not. But and you know what? Like I said last week, retrospective analysis is always 50-50. After they lose, you can easily say that. But myself and tens of thousands of hockey fans across the country said, where's Scheifele?
Yeah.
So
Ben was one of the first.
Not like we were all wrong. I mean, I didn't see him leaning on his Tampa Bay guys that much, and whatever. It's, for me, it's a little bit of sour grapes because Scheif's, he always has been. He's still my favorite Jet. I have a few guys I like a lot, but Scheif is my guy. So I feel bad for him.
Yeah. Thought 7. Right now, Connor Hellebuck's value has never been higher. Should the Jets consider trading him for multiple pieces and picks?
Yeah, I wonder if it's something the Chevy's even thought about. I wonder if other teams even get on the phone and say, "So,
Maybe even
Kevin."
after the Olympics.
Yeah, they say, "You think you'd ever move him?"
Yeah.
He'd go, "Well, maybe just talk to me. What are you thinking?" But he would sure you could get a lot for him. You could get probably 2 starting players, probably a starting goalie, probably a couple first round picks. I'd be, if somebody wanted to blow their wad on that and just load it up and make Chevy an offer he couldn't refuse, I'd still think about it, because right now, once again, we're wasting Helly's best years here. How do you go from President's Trophy to missing the playoffs, and you got the best goalie in the world who's coming off a gold medal? I'd hate to not have Hellebuck here. I'd just as soon he'd be here with a good team, but holy crap, man. How much more can he take?
Yeah.
If you think McDavid's pissed off with losing these finals and missing the playoffs, I think Hellebuck's 1 year away from saying, "Get me out of here."
Yeah.
So,
and that Olympic trial doesn't really help.
Yeah, no, he's all about the team. He wants to win the Stanley Cup. He ain't going to win one here anytime soon unless Chipman gets off his ass. Or unless Chipman gets off his ass and starts hiring some people to change the course of direction with this team and get a new vision, because our vision right now is not good. Let's just say that. I was going to say something stupid, but it's not good. Let's just go there.
Yes. Thought 8. I was impressed by Walker Duehr's speed in his Winnipeg Jets debut on Sunday.
Yes.
He looked good out there?
Yes. Here's the thing. He's had a really good year for the Manitoba Moose. Should have been called up sooner. He's better than Nyquist. He's better than Pearson, probably. And when I say that, I mean he's faster.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, you take him, Morgan Barron, and Koepke. That's a nice fourth line. A lot of speed. I would dare say they're probably better than Lowry's line right now. They could probably be the third line right now. Right now, we got a great first line, and I would call them our third line, and a great third line, and we need a second and a fourth line. And fourth line guys are easy to get. We got those guys on the Moose. I like Duehr. He's fast. Last night, he got the puck on the wing, took it right to the net. Same thing with Morgan Barron, right to the net. And Koepke, same thing. These guys are all fast. They're all the right age. And I just like the way they compete and play. So, unfortunately, we seem to be very good at acquiring and drafting and trading for bottom 6 forwards. We need a little help up the lineup, you know. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to say nothing bad about Duehr. I was very impressed with him. And I've watched enough Moose games this year to know that he really wasn't going to surprise me. One thing that did surprise me, usually when guys get called up, it takes them a bit of time to adjust to the speed of the NHL. Mm-hmm. But he's played in the NHL. He's probably got, I can't remember what his number is. Him and Koepke are both kind of around 100 games. So that's enough so they can adapt pretty well. But yeah, I was impressed with the speed. Like in today's game, it's all about speed. And if you want to go back to something with Arneal, like, why wouldn't you put Morgan Barron out there in 3-on-3 overtime? It's all about open ice and speed. Yeah. Well, there's your speed right there. Yeah. You know, I can see him not putting out Koepke or Duehr right now at this point in time. But there's no reason you don't give Morgan Barron a try. I mean, when you lost 10 games in overtime, it's not like your formula is working with Lowry. Yeah. I've really been shitting on Lowry the last 2 weeks, and I tell you right now, I've had it with him. I really have. It's not his fault. Yeah. But even as a captain, you go, Scott,
I know.
Give your head a shake. I'm not an OT guy. I can't even win the face-offs. I suck. You know, so.
Yeah. But can he admit that to himself, do you think?
Hey, you guys see my little doggy up there? Subscribe and hit the thumbs up and all that other stuff. But I like him. He's kind of cute. He's got a black eye. He got into a fight with
You should see the other guy. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Anyway.
Did you hear me, though?
No.
Do you think he can admit that to himself, Lowry, of like...
Oh, Lowry could.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Lowry's a team first guy. He's a good captain. He knows what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm mad at him right now. Is it his fault?
No.
No, it's not. I mean, it's the coach. But I mean, he's probably, if he ever reads the boards, the chat boards and that, he's going, well, guys, stop shitting on me. Yeah, I didn't ask him to be out there. I mean, I know I'm a third line checker,
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
Arneal's lost. He's lost the plot, I think.
Yeah.
Unless, okay, here we go. Just bear with me here. This thought. Maybe they're trying to tank. And if they are, there's better ways to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that's their case, then don't put out Casey and Scheif in overtime. Start it out with Lowry and put all your plugs out there. Okay, that's a good theory by me, actually. I'm a beauty, I tell you. I kill myself sometimes, really.
Oh, I know you do.
And my wife wants to. Anyway, yeah, that's another story.
Thought 9. On to Logan Stanley. He has a big, heavy shot, and he's not afraid to use it, which adds a different element to the Jets' power play.
Yeah, he's got that kind of like that first, shoot first mentality, and
Scheif need those shots on net.
Yeah, Scheif
That's what they were
really
struggling with a few months ago.
He's really teed him up a few times on the power play and that. And the thing is, when you got a guy that like Josh has a good shot, but Stanley's shot's different. It's kind of like it's heavy, And when he shoots it, if the guys want to block it, they're laying on the ice, and that gives you a little advantage still too. And like I said, the question is, he's got a good shot. Not afraid to use it. The question is, will he be here Saturday morning to use that shot?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, wow.
Maybe he'd be using it on somebody else's power play.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
On to thought 10. The first thing that makes you go,
Oh, yeah, okay.
You're not opposed to trading Cole Perfetti, depending on the return, but it would have to be for a center and at approximately the same stage in age and or development.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need prospects for Perfetti. We need an NHL-ready center. I don't think Cole is ever going to be a centerman. He has the skill set to be a centerman. He's too small and not very good defensively to be on the wing. He's just a funny player. I like him. I still like him. I'm not trying to get rid of him. He's not overly fast, but he's good with the puck and he's smart. And teams are calling on him, depending on what the offers were. You always listen, right? When you're a team that's gone from the President's Trophy to not being very good like we are, you can't afford not to listen to people when they call you about a player. It doesn't mean you have to trade with them.
True.
You see what they're talking about, and if you like it, you think about it, or you have a meeting with your hockey department, and you say, "What do you think?" And the guys will hash it out. The only thing is, I'm sure they've had talks already, because like with the trade deadline coming on Friday, I'm sure they've gotten together and had conversations, and I'm sure Chevy's phone's been ringing.
I would hope they're talking.
Well, the thing is when you're like they are at the bottom of the standings, GMs are phoning thinking that they're out of it and going like, are you moving on or what are you doing?
Yeah.
And Chevy's are, no, we're still going to make a push. We're not trading anybody. We're keeping Gus.
Yeah.
Get Gus out of here. And I'm not talking Gus Bus. I'm talking Gus Nyquist. Trade Tanner Pearson to some team. That doesn't matter what you get for him. Take a 7th rounder. Fuck, who cares? Might turn into a guy. You never know who you're going to get. So you got to start moving these guys, and
got to be better than what you have, though.
Well, that's the thing, Yeah, you're right. Anyway,
got to take the chance sometimes.
Well, it's not even taking a chance. I mean, like I said earlier in the summer when they signed these guys, I wasn't happy. My thought was they're just placeholders for a couple of the kids for next year. It's not like they're in our future. Tanner Pearson's not in our future. Other it's Gus Nyquist with his 0 goals. You realize that Brad Lambert's got 1 goal. He's played 4 games. Gus has 0 goals. He's played 60. So maybe
that is
maybe
not
give
okay.
Lambert another. Lambert hasn't
been playing. You're being
playing.
paid how much?
Yeah.
Like
$3.5 million for nothing.
Oh my gosh.
What a waste. Anyway, I'm done on that one.
Well, if you guys want to take a look at the tweet on the article, Nick Kyprios from Sportsnet says that teams are also, like we just talked about, calling on winger Cole Perfetti and saying how he could be Winnipeg's most valuable trade chip. So I guess we'll see come Saturday morning, Saturday night.
I don't think he's their most valuable. I think right now Stanley's their most valuable trade chip.
Yeah. 2 of them are up there.
Because he's a 6'7", eh?
That's big guys, right now.
You can't teach size.
7.
and teams like him. He's shown that he'll play tough.
Yeah.
He's got a good shot. He scored a few goals. I'd be shocked if the Jets don't move on him, or somebody doesn't. Like I say, we'll know by Friday because either they sign him or they trade him.
Yes. We shall see.
Yeah.
Thought 11, we're on to the good, the bad, and the ugly, people.
Well, let's see if I can find that music because here it is over here.
We haven't had it in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
There we go.
I like the copyright violations. They actually they have warned me on this, but they haven't put it as a fine or anything. So
They haven't showed up at his door, so
yeah, well, yeah,
we're in
like
the
I said,
clear.
we said this before. The guy that owns the rights to the song's about 90, so I think I can take him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, let's start with the good. The Jets got points in all 3 road games last week with a win and 2 overtime losses for 4 points total.
yeah, I mean, anytime you're on the road and you're garnering points, it's a good thing. But the only problem is they gave up more than they got because
Yeah, that
2
overtime losses.
Yeah, 2 of those games that they lost in overtime were teams they're trying to catch. So you got to flip flop that.
Yeah.
I mean, at the worst, if they win those games in overtime, it's like they gained a point and gained a point. Where maybe right now they're only 7 or 8 behind instead of still 9. So yeah, that's not good. And then I guess the next one leads right into it.
Yeah, leads right into the bad.
Yep.
The Jets also gave up 5 points in those same 3 games.
Yeah, that's my point. Yeah, the good. Here's the silver lining, and here's the poop lining. Is not good. So that was not good. And the ugly. Ooh, this is ugly. Go ahead.
The ugly, watching Adam Lowry. He is where offense goes to die, which is normal, but the rest of his game now stinks.
That's the thing that's disappointed me is there was a few weeks back there I thought he was playing better offensively, and then the more I thought about it, as a captain, he knows that we need secondary scoring, and he was probably trying a little bit harder on offense, but that's not his job. And I'm watching his line right now; it's a detriment on the ice. He's not winning faceoffs. His line's getting scored on. And he's just offensively, he's never been good offensively. He was great in junior when he was, 6'5", and he was playing against the junior, kids in the Western League. But at the pro level, he's a good third line center. And I can remember going back to 2018, 2019, every time we talked about this team, we always said that you'll know that this team has hit their peak and they'll be at their best when Adam Lowry is our fourth line center. That means all the guys ahead of them are better.
Yeah.
And, of course, a couple of things have happened. And, not to make excuses for Chevy and the organization, but, we still don't have a second line center. We're searching for a second line center. We haven't replaced Brian Little. Okay, so just think about that. He'd still be playing and still being useful. So let's look at this now. We lose Brian Little because Nick Ehlers hits him in the head with the puck during warm-up. Now we've lost Nick Ehlers, so now they're both gone. We lost a promising prospect in Chaz Luchas because he just had like 1 million injuries. Like he's only 20 right now, or 21. He had to get out of hockey. And that's unfortunate. So that's a first-round draft pick.
Is that
flushed
the
away.
player that has Ehlers-Danlos syndrome? Who's the player you're just talking about? The 21-year-old?
Chaz Luchas.
He had to stop because of a medical condition?
I don't know what it was.
There was someone recently who has the same condition that I do.
Yeah.
Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and he had to stop playing in the NHL. I just don't remember his name.
Yeah, he was with the Moose, and he'd start to come a little bit, and then he'd be injured, and they just can't remember what they found.
That was me playing ringette, injured.
Yeah.
And then I was diagnosed.
So we lose him now, so that's 3 players.
Yeah.
We lost Buff for nothing.
Yeah.
You think about that. It was an early retirement too soon. So, in 3-4 years, look at what we've lost. I'm not even counting the free agents we lost, like Andrew Ladd and Jacob Trouba bolting and demanding a trade. And, so we've haven't replenished. And it's tough when you're a team like ours that we don't attract a lot of free agents unless they're old plugs like Guy Nyquist and Pearson that are in their mid-30s looking for their last kick at the cat. Check mark on that one.
Come back again.
Yeah, so that was tough. I mean, Ehlers takes out Little, and they're both gone now.
Yeah.
So I'll give Chevy that. That's why I'm surprised he's not more proactive right now. I mean, I would have been on the trade. I mean, unless they're trying to tank. And it sounds like they might be. If you're trying to tank, then don't even
everything
start.
Everything would make sense if that was the case.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So that's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's ugly. Oh boy, it's ugly.
On to thought 12. I've been known to be hard on Kyle Connor at times, but he didn't.
Me?
Who, you? But he didn't deserve the hand he was dealt at the Olympics. Even on Casey's worst day, he shouldn't be the extra forward on that team. I'm sure he is proud of his gold medal, but probably has a hollow feeling about his contributions.
Yeah, there's no doubt he wanted to be more of an impact. The thing is, we used to hear that Nick Ehlers was a hard guy to play with. I've never thought that about Scheifele. Did I say Scheifele?
Yeah, yes, you did.
I've never thought that about Connor, because him and Scheifele play so well together. It's like they read each other's minds. And is it Casey's fault that, we'll say during the Four Nations Cup last year and then during the Olympics, he didn't find that synergy or that simpatico with somebody, too good a player, too dynamic of a shot and skill set to be not dressed. It's very upsetting.
Yeah.
And I think I blame that a lot of that on the coaching staff, because they didn't find out a way to properly use him. Now, here's the thing, too, is, well, I don't know. With Casey, he's not a great defensive player. He's much better than he used to be, but I don't think that's why he wasn't playing. I just think that, the coaching staff never figured it out for him, and unfortunately, it was just easier to scratch him, So it was terrible for him. I feel bad for him. He's a pretty good player, even though I can rag on him. You can't. You know what I'm saying? I can bench him. You can't. Anyway.
That reminds me
I'm glad he's back. He came back. He scored his first game, scored his next game. And the first goal was a thing of beauty with him and Scheif. Like, Scheif knew exactly where to put the puck, and Casey knew it was going to be there. What a beautiful goal they scored. But I guess our gain is their loss, and I guess, they won the gold medal, so we can't say anything. If they don't win the gold medal, you say, well, idiots, you had Casey sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
But no, they won, so I guess you got to go zip it.
Throw the key away.
Yep.
On to thought 13. A second thing that makes you go, Some post-Olympics fallout that has got you thinking. Is it sour grapes or legitimate observation/complaint? From Team Canada, coach John Cooper. Here we go. You take 4 players off the ice. Now hockey's not hockey anymore. There's a reason overtime and shootouts are in play. It's all TV driven to end games, so it's not a long time. There's a reason why it's not in the Stanley Cup finals or playoffs.
I had to think about this one for a while. I don't think it was sour grapes. It was just an observation, and a good observation, too, because, well, let's forget. I'm not going to get to the obvious part. We'll get to that in a couple seconds. But, like he said, it's for TV, and it's, I don't even mind settling the games leading up to the final, those playoff games with the 3-on-3 overtime, get those out of the way. But in the gold medal game, it's like, Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final. You don't take players off the ice in overtime. You play even strength or 5-on-5 or penalties or whatever until there's a winner, and that's why sometimes these games will go into 2 or 3 overtimes. I don't know if that would have happened in this case. And the point he's saying that, the reason he's saying that, and this is the sour grapes part, I guess, is because during 5-on-5 even strength the whole game, Canada destroyed them and just overmatched them. So his thought process is it's just a matter of time before we score. If they go to overtime, and they just play 5-on-5. I mean, there's no guarantee Canada wins, but I just based on the game, because in overtime it just takes one shot, whatever, so anything can happen.
Doesn't reflect the whole game.
Yeah, based on the way, the style of the game and how it was going, it wouldn't be a stretch to say Canada probably wins that, but there's no guarantee, and I understand what he's saying. And do I think it was sour grapes? No, I think it's just an observation, and I think he would have said that whether they won or lost. That's just not how you end championships.
Yeah.
It's a gimmick, I hate the shootout. I hate 3-on-3 overtime. I hate 4-on-4 overtime when it usually just. I'm at a point right now in my life watching hockey. I mean, I know they do it for entertainment purposes, the overtime and the shootout and that, because the casual fans enjoy that type of crap. But I would just as soon, when the game ended at a tie, just pack it up and let's go. I kind of mean it, but I kind of don't. I hated ties.
Yeah.
They're just like they say, it's like kissing your sister. I don't even think it's that good or that bad.
I was going to say that good.
I don't think it's even as good.
I've never heard that.
Oh, you never heard that?
No.
So that's good. I love these little shows we do.
Like, why is that a thing?
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you get to my age. You've heard all the cliches and that.
God.
Oh, yeah, they say a tie is like kissing your sister. No, that's true. Nothing. It means nothing. Anyway.
Oh my God.
But that's a good one. It's so I like that the games end. I just wish they were all 3-point games. Get back to that. I think I'll do that article soon. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that's my thought on that. I don't think John Cooper was sour grapes. I think he was just making a legitimate observation. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, when the losing team says something like that, it's misconstrued and looks like poor sportsmanship and wah. But it really wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are your random thoughts for this week, and we had some questions come in.
Yeah.
So the first one is from Ben.
Good old Ben, reliable Ben.
Yes, thank you, Ben. Should the Jets claim Andrew
Mangiapane? You didn't ask me about that one.
Yeah. From waivers, he has another year at 3.62. I'd do it. He was a 35 goal scorer and a consistent high teen scorer each year, not yet 30.
Yeah, and I'm guessing by now, because he went on waivers Sunday, that I think the claim deadline is sometime today. I don't even know if he went through or not. I think the Jets should have claimed him. We have nothing. We have no depth. He would automatically go onto our second line. Mm-hmm. He's a bit of a feisty guy. You know what? Here's the thing, too. It's funny is he played for the Barrie Colts, who the Jets seem to have a synergy with, because that's where Scheif is from, and that's where Dale Hawerchuk coached in junior, and and that's where Mangiapane played, and he's had some good years in Calgary. He's better than half our forward, so why wouldn't you take a chance on him? I'll be really pissed off if nobody claimed him. He's good, $3 million for 1 year. He's making the same money that Nyquist is making, and I bet you Mangiapane's probably got every year. Like on the Jets, he'd be a 20-goal scorer probably. He's had 35 1 year, and he's had a whole bunch of years where he's had 15, 16, close to 20. This tells me if they didn't claim him, or if somebody else claimed him first, because it's the teams below you. It goes in order of reverse standings, right? Mm-hmm. Would tell me that the Jets are tanking. So I want to see. I'm looking forward to see what. I mean, right after the show, it's the first thing I'm going to look at. Is I'm going to check the waivers, and right after I have a sandwich.
Yeah.
By the way, people, I made some Montreal smoked beef. Probably in September. I put a big chunk in the freezer, stashed it from the family, and I was looking for a time to pull it out, and I pulled it out today.
It was real good.
And I had Harley come over, and Marina. We had sandwiches, and I'm going for another one right after the show, and they're good. I don't know about you. What do you think? You still full? Still too full? No?
Not at this point.
Yeah, we're doing sandwiches after the show, so let's get going here.
Okay, Sparky says, is it time the Jets go in a new direction?
Yeah.
Heisinger, gone. Chevy to front office. Remember Trotz? Took forever to hire Rick Bowness, bonus. Trotz didn't want to coach, but be a GM. I'm just wondering, since his father ailing and be closer to home, if he still has it in him to be a GM.
Yeah, I got it, because it was the same thing about just before we hired Bonus. We were in hot and heavy on Trotz.
Okay.
And he was considering it here because his dad's ill, and he wanted to be closer to his dad. Because I don't know if his dad's in Winnipeg or in Dauphin still, but
Okay.
it ended up he went back to Nashville and took the GM job there, and now he quit that job this year, so he's out there. The thing, he's always had a home in Nashville. He coached there forever, and that's kind of where his new roots are. I'd be surprised. Let's go two ways. I'd be surprised if Mark Chipman and Kevin Cheveldayoff haven't talked to Barry Trotz. I'd be surprised if he's not considering it, but I'd be even more surprised if he came. He's got a bit of a local flavor. He's a Manitoba guy, so I can see the attraction there, and he's had decent success. But I don't know. I'm at the point right now. I'm just done with the whole organization. I mean, it's 15 years. We're going nowhere. We're going backwards. We got 4 top players, and when I should say 5, because I like Gabe Velarde too. You got Josh Morrissey, you got Casey, you got Scheif, you got Connor Hellebuck, and we're fighting for our lives here. And the supporting cast, there's a few decent ones there, but the team's not getting better; it's getting worse. And this is on Chevy. I mean, his reluctance to trade, his reluctance. Like, what's he going to do with Enola? Like, he should be playing here. Let's let the guy rot and trade him. Trade the poor kid on Friday if you're not going to play him here. God, it's just ridiculous having these players that are just rotting in our minor league systems, So, I'd like to see... I'm at a point right now, like, I just have so much ill will towards this team. And not the team, because I always love the players. But the management, the ownership, the coaching, everything. It's just a clusterfuck, to be perfectly honest.
It's a good word.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like kissing your sister. But, anyway, that's where I stand on that. So, Sparky, let's get her done. You can lead the charge.
Yeah.
I'm behind you, buddy.
Like I've said before, they should be listening to this show.
Well,
they should be listening to y'all.
Oh, shit. I wished I had the picture. I'm going to have the picture up next week of the villagers with the pitchforks and fire chasing up the hill,
Yeah.
But, it's time. 15 years is time. We're regressing, and it's embarrassing to go from President's Trophy to President's Outhouse. You should have a new award, eh? President's Outhouse.
President's Outhouse.
Yeah. So anyway, I personally want to thank the listeners and the viewers we get after the fact. I wish we had more people that were here with us live, but I appreciate the people that download it and listen to it later. That's cool. But we need subscribers. So,
share this with your friends and your family.
Click these things and
even a random stranger on the street.
Yep, there you go.
Hey, you heard about that show, Winnipeg Hockey Talk? Oh yeah,
really
cool grandpa and granddaughter.
Grandpa and granddaughter are always fighting on there about Gen Z and X stuff. Those guys, they did it once.
Yeah.
But no, we like doing this stuff, and we like the funny stuff too.
Like to keep it entertaining.
I'm basically I'm an old kid, really.
Yeah.
But
you're a kid at heart.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna go have a smoked beef sandwich.
Yeah.
And we're going to say goodbye till next week. I'm going to play I'm going to play the closing theme here and...
get ready to headbang.
Yes. You ready? Well, actually, it's the guy does the little see you next week. Blah, blah,
yes.
blah, blah. And then after that, we're gonna get down. Ready? Say goodbye.
Go Jets, go.
Bye.
Bye.
Harley and Mitch again next Monday night at 7 p.m. for another episode of Winnipeg Hockey Talk. Random thoughts on the Winnipeg Jets.